The Arizal by Nissan Davod Dubov. In 1942, the Jews were expelled from Spain. Some went west to discover the Americas, yet the bulk went east to Turkey. And it was in the beginning of the 16th century that a number of Jews settled in the Holy Land, in the city of Safi. Now, I need you to decipher with a dragonfly perspective. You already got it, Khan. Look out for the new Drop Nation shirts, man. You already got it, Khan. Yeah, you need to let all the knockers know they already got it. You searching for you, man. You already got it. So, we know. We got Black Ass King Charles, Estebanico in them, some more and more war. We see clearly. And these Hebrews being expelled out of Spain, um, you know, it wasn't a black thing, it was a tribal thing. And this is why Africa's apologizing. Hit up the Patreon. I'm about to drop on the African apology, but I can't do no video features over here on YouTube no more. They already gave us 2 strikes. I'm done with these people, man. So we're gonna build it up on Patreon. All our features, all the stuff we're featuring, man, from movies to TV shows, cartoons, interviews. We're gonna do a lot of that on Patreon. So click the link below because it's about to get real droppy in Drop City. Yeah, out to my Patreon cons already support, man. Along for the fantastic voyage, and I appreciate y'all for believing in me. And just know that you already got it, Con, man. Look, man, we know that these are Hebrews being kicked out. When Africa's apologizing for the Hebrews they kicked out. They weren't kicking out their tribal members, man. They wouldn't do that. They didn't go to war for you. They kicked you out, right? They were kicking us out of Spain. Not all the Moors, but these specific tribes. You understand? It's a tribal war. You got to see it through the tribal perspective, the more perspective. More just means great. More is not a bad word. It just means I want more. I want more spaghetti. It just means I want a greater amount. You know what I'm saying? But who's the more? How much more do you want, man? You want it all for Ham and Kush? Lot ain't happy with his lot, man. Her lot. How much more you want, and how much more can you get than the Most High? Most High over everything. So the tribes that are, keeping the code of the Most High is always going to, by default, have more of a birthright as the children, as the flock, right? As the righteous shoot, right? As the remnant, right? Everyone don't get the same lot. It's just what it is. The Creator's tribal. You want to blame us for this? That we have a bloodline, right? That our blood matters, our DNA matters, right? I got loyalty, got royalty up in my DNA, because they not like us. Again, is it Kendrick or Condrick or Condrake? Because the Drake is the dragon and the Con is the priest. So we got a dragon priest with Kendrick. See, Drake is Drake, but Kendrick is Condrake. Con. We see clearly. So we see the world a little different, right? It's the year of the dragon, God. Some went west to discover Americas, or or they were really sent back home. Yeah, because they're from America. A lot of my Nigerian cons, man. A lot of my cons in West Africa, especially, but all over, man. We had Hebrew cons, tribes of Joseph, tribes of of Manasseh, tribes of Gad. Everybody spread out. Judah spread over here. Reuben, Simeon. These were tribes, man. That everyone, like Psalms 83 say, they gonna form a confederacy. This is why they're apologizing for their confederacy. Because when they sold you to slavery, or they, even if they didn't physically sell you out of Africa, they sure as hell contributed to you being enslaved in America and in the Caribbean. So they're specifically also apologizing to the Caribbean cons, and love to the Kambuju Banton, who just did an amazing interview. Shout out to Nori on Drake Champs, DJ EFN, man. And you know what I'm saying? It's like, Go. Make sure you dig on that interview. I'm gonna actually feature that on the Patreon right now. I'm gonna do this drop. I'm gonna do it right away. So by the time this drops, either I'm still recording or it already dropped on the Patreon, and I'm gonna take my time with it because Buju is one of like the last. He calls himself one of the last Mohicans, man, of the OG status when it came to Ha-Wah's music. You know, Ha-Wah gave that music to the Shimakans, the Jamaicans, man. You know what I'm saying? These are cons, you know what I mean? They may all think, they're from, you know, the Africa flow, like, they teach us, but we're all realizing, man, a lot of this started right here in India, Superior. The conship started right here. And a lot of my Jamaican cons are Americans. They just think they Africans, but that's why they were being sold out of Africa. That's how they was getting to Jamaica, because they the Hebrews, man. That everyone knows is the Aboriginals here. It's tribal war. The Ham and the Shem's gonna look alike, right? We all have the same, fathers and mothers, man. You know what I'm saying? But you know your tribe by the vibe, man. Say it with me, Khan. You know your tribe by the vibe, man. The vibration, man. So we're going to tie all this. We're going to do the Africa apology. We're going to do the Buju Banton interview and some more stuff from just, live drop, man. We're just going to drop it, man. Just pop it off, man. From the Discord. We got a lot of drop over there. We're going to share on the Patreon. So click the link below to get in the flow, man. Because I'm having a good time, and, I feel vibrant, man. We just realized we got to do it a different way. We can't just think about this YouTube flow because YouTube's on this play, man. They blocking this, they censoring that, they taking videos down. So we're building the Patreon up. Please click the link, man. Get up in there. And, of course, we going to be posted right here at home. So as I build this up behind the scenes right now, you're not going to see a way, but I'll let you know when the updates start coming in and the tabs start filling up, the frequency of learning. We're going to have, the calm zone, a portion of it right here so you can, experience it for yourself, man, with your children. Homeschool, curriculum flow, all type of community flow. We're going to have our chat connected with our Discord flow right here as well. You know what I'm saying? All the support, AI, the drop shop, and all the community, all the indigenous drop, healthy drop, the good flow. Man, we got so much drop to feature, you know what I'm saying, from all the cons doing great work, man, just being independent, popping off. So if you got an independent business, whatever you're doing, make sure we, linked in and tied in for the drop shot, man. So we here, and it's where we are going to drop all our videos exclusively. Forget all these other, networks. But while these apps exist, we want to have a presence with it, to an extent, man. So we'll be here, popping off on Facebook a little bit, a little bit of. I might even get on TikTok, start dropping some press to drop, man, because I see they already got our drop on TikTok anyway. I might as well have a living room over there too, man. You know what I mean? But this is home base right here, home of Drop Nation, man. So look, we started asking this question, reading the book of Daniel, right? Nebuchadnezzar, flow. We was talking about that. Who's this Nebuchadnezzar? Who's Daniel, right? Who's Killian? Who's the child of David, the child with Abigail, which is Daniel, right? So Daniel's the seed, the son of David. And who did Nebuchadnezzar look for? The royal seeds, as it says in Daniel chapter 1, right? He wanted the royal seeds. God, right? I ain't making this up, right? God, in the third year of the reign of Jehoiakim, king of Judah, came Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, unto Jerusalem and besieged it. And Ha-Wah gave Jehoiakim, king of Judah, into his hand with part of the vessel of the house of Ha-Wah, and he carried them into the land of Shinar to the house of his God, and the vessels he brought into the treasure house of his God. And the king spoke unto Ashpenaz, his chief officer, that he should bring in certain of the children of Israel and the seed royale. They wanted not just Israelites, they wanted, the seeds of the royal house, right? And you're not thinking about the royal house. You're just thinking about, okay, you got the Levites, you got the priesthood. You're not thinking about, yeah, you know you have kings, but you're not thinking about the royalty, the splendor in the house. This is what distracted us because we were so beautiful, so powerful. We got distracted. We didn't think we needed HaWah no more. We thought we was the power. We got disconnected. We disconnected ourselves. So now the royal seed and all the nobles and all the youth without blemish, they're the ones being, targeted first, just like today. Just like today. And I know we had another noggin. Love to the compressor shine. Another noggin, man. Hold up, man. I want to make sure I got my noggin's name right, man. But the compressor shine been making us aware what's happening out in Baltimore, man. Shout out to the Baltimore cons, man. All the, you know what I'm saying, all the cons, man, in the VA, man, and the, East, Midwest, everywhere you are, man. William Gardner, man, 17 years old, and they said he looked like he fit the description of someone who could have a weapon. Some type of thing they said, but I'm gonna feature that. I ain't gonna play the news. I can't even play the news over here on YouTube. So I will be featuring that as well over there on Patreon. So click the link. I want to get into this, man, and make sure we cover this stuff way closer. And don't be so desensitized, even though it's hard to feel the pain over and over again. We just felt it. You know what I'm saying? Recently, man, you know what I'm saying? Sister that was, barged in on and, killed in her own home. You know what I mean? Was this Massey? Man, I think her last name is Massey. Man, it's hard to keep all these names in your mind, bro, man. I'm still thinking about Sandra Bland, Mike Brown, right? Freddie Gray, right? So, hey, out to my cons, man. I know it hurts, man, and we we so traumatized because we cons is killing each other in our hoods every day. So we're taking these losses all the time, and then the cops do it, and then it's even magnified. You know what I'm saying? But man, just tune in, cons. Tune in, click that link. Let's get it, man. Let's talk about this and let's see what happened, man. And press the shine. Let us know, man. Shout out to the con and rest in power, the con William Gardner, man. Coon, man. Keep rising, my young con. So this is what's happening. All right. They target the youth in whom was no blemish, man. And we asked, who's Nebuchadnezzar? So that's how we got to this Arizal flow, right? And then it started, bringing us to this king situation. So now we in First Kings chapter 10, verse 13. And King Solomon gave the Queen of Sheba all her wish that she requested, aside from what he gave her according to the king's ability, and she turned and went to her land, she and her servants. And this particular rabbi from this document called Arizal, which is an acronym, you know what I'm saying? It's one of their sacred texts, right? Yeah, I mean, one of their texts that they keep on a low ski, and we don't know who is the real author. You know what I'm saying? Well, we just know they keep it on the low. So there's something to it. Did they write it? Did it come from us? Then we don't, this is stuff we got to investigate because they got a lot of our things. They got a lot of our stuff. They try to tap into our magi, right? Our our naga magic, right? So, and that could work for us or against us. You know what I'm saying? Depending on the code you keep, right? Everything has to be in order without the chaos, So don't just go tampering with stuff. You're out of order, you know what I'm saying, just by default. There's a flow to how HaWah brings this about in us. It's not just us playing around, you know what I'm saying, with these entities. Now, all we need is Most High over everything. That's all HaWah ever told us that we ever needed. Why do we need to tap into this and tap into that and tap into that? Now you can. There's ways to do this, and there's ways to, do it in order and do it in chaos. But this was never a part of the recipe for our survival. The Creator personally came to save David with smoke out of his nose and fire out of his mouth. He didn't have to tap into no subsidiary, you know what I mean? So we got just entranced with the knowledge. We, we were taught the knowledge out of order by some of these fallen dragons, right? So this is the whole King Solomon situation, the ring of power, all that. And according to one story that we got, get that last drop because we went in on it. Queen of Sheba was given this divine mirror by King Solomon. And we always read about this divine mirror in the story of Prester John, that he had a magical mirror that he could see the whole kingdom. This whole Marvel flow, I get it, cartoony, but a lot of the stuff they're getting from somewhere, just like the flying golden condor and the cities of gold and all this. They're tapping into these jade masks. Like, they're not making all this stuff up. Don't throw the babies out with the bath water, man. All right, don't just say all this is cappery when there's some non-cappable things in the water. You gotta rescue the Moshe out the bath water. Get Moses out the water. Can't just throw out the water. So yeah, anyway, divine mirror, all this. So part of the rabbi's commentary was so this part right here, and King Solomon gave Queen of Sheba, refers only to the teaching of wisdom according to this rabbi. Okay. All her wish. Now, he went in on this all her wish thing because then he went into he cohabited with her and Nebuchadnezzar was born to her. So how else can you interpret that? As Nebuchadnezzar, according to this rabbi and his secret knowledge, is finding a connection between King Solomon and Sheba. That's their bond, that's their son, right? And this would make all the sense in the world. Why Nebuchadnezzar is popping up, man, on Judah, man, because Nebuchadnezzar is Judah, right? He's King Solomon's son, King Solomon's bonbon. And this is what we went in on, for a couple hours last drop. Now, this and again, he's looking for the royal seeds, man. So he's looking for niggas like him, man. He said, I'm royal. I'm targeting y'all because there's an issue. Y'all leaving me out of the family tree, man. There was a settled score. This is a family infighting going on, but the Christians aren't teaching us it this way. We don't see clearly, that Nebuchadnezzar only means Nebo, defend your boundary. Nebu, defend your boundary, or protect your people. It has another translation, so it has to do with protection and defending. And even David Salsland was connected with Babylon and Georgia. So this ain't just some bad thing, Babylon. And, it's not a one-sided coin, you know what I mean? America's Babylon, but they still call you American or African American. They still connect you with Babylon. It's just, it's a vain, non-specific, generic terminology like Ethiopian. It's a Greek word, burnt face, fiery looking. That's Ethiop. It's just generic Nagas that are burnt face, dark skin, whatever they want to call us. Niggas everywhere is Ethiopia. All that, man. So I'm just saying, man. I'm glad to be here, popping off with y'all, man. I forgot how good it feels to talk to y'all, Drop Nation, man. We started this out the turf together, man. You know what I mean? So I need y'all, man. I need to have this conversation, man, often. So I'm here, man. Everything's flowing, and the water to my cons, and all your support. You know what I'm saying? Everything you're giving and everything you're doing, and all your time, your comments, spreading the drop. All this is keeping me going. All this is keeping us flowing. Your orders, your press the packs, your eat the packs. All this is flowing. So look out for your emails and look out for, like I said, anyone who's been waiting on any of the packs. Because again, they kept sending us the wrong order, basically. Like we couldn't put all the videos because they kept giving us the what's it called, like the smaller drive, you know what I mean? So we needed like a 258 gig, flash drive. They kept sending us like 128s or 64s. So it's just been really prolonging. So because of the way we're adding 2 more packs, whatever packs you need, whatever ones you desire, the flat packs, I'm saying, ether ones, ether twos, whatever you need, just email us. If you've done it a couple of times, please do it one more time. Please, guys, please, man. Have mercy on me. I'm back in my emails and the water, man, for your patience. So, but yeah, we're adding 2 more packs to whatever your order is, you know what I'm saying? So please give us another email, 432thedrop@gmail.com. And just know, it's just us, you know what I'm saying? That's, putting all this together, man. And, sometimes, we take L's too, you know what I'm saying? We take blows too, and we just got to keep stepping forward, you know what I'm saying? And you've helped us do that so much. And that's what Drop Nation's all about, helping each other, man, being there for each other. You know what I mean? And it's not just about information. Again, it's about vibration. So how's this cat Arizal vibrating? Let's get back in on it. So this is, so we started saying, all right, so that's an interesting perspective. We've been on that, question a few times. Just go look in the Press of John series, man. We've asked this question a few times about Nebuchadnezzar, connecting them a few times with the line of Judah, you know what I'm saying? Lilith, Khalifa, all this. Just go get the last drop. So this is a commentary from this Arizal. So, just a little brief look on it. The Arizal took us pretty much to the same site, kebab.org. And they're writing about this Arizal. Let's read a little more. All right, so we got our perspective. Let's just keep reading. So for an 80-year period, there was a renaissance of Jewish life and activity in this mystical city that was to change and shape the Jewish world. When they're thinking Jewish, I want you to think Judah, right? Keep your dragonfly perspective. The rabbi of the city, or the Khan, right, was none other than the famous Rabbi Joseph Karo. After writing his monumental work called Bet Yosef, or House of Joseph, in which he traces the source and origin of contemporary Jewish law, he summarized all practical legalistics in his book, The Code of Jewish Law, or the Shulchan Aruch. Aruch. Shulchan Aruch. The city's mystics were no less famous. Rabbi Moses. So we got this Moses character, this Joseph character. Let's go. Or 2 Joseph characters. Or is this maybe the same Joseph? I don't know. Rabbi Moses Cardevero, known as Ramak, wrote a monumental Kabbalistic work called Pardes Ramani. We've been just talking about the Ramani. I just, did a reminder drive about the Ramani, and this is where they stole the frequency of the Raman, which means what? Pomegranate, right? Pomegranate, God. Didn't we just, hold up, man. Y'all think it's play? I'm reading this in real time with y'all. Hey, how to my Aquata Bazar, man. Go dig on it at battle_tie at IG, man. And she gonna read her poetry and pop off. You think it's play when I say we just been digging on pomegranates, man? Pomegranates, man. Yeah, man. Pomegranates, man. The name Riman has its origins in Hebrew and carries the symbolic meaning of pomegranate. In Hebrew culture, the pomegranate represents fertility, abundance, and righteousness, making it a significant fruit in religious and cultural context. As such, the name Riman holds a deep cultural and historic significance. The Hebrew word Riman, Redman, means pomegranate. It can also mean grenade or granada or pomegranata or pomegranagas. To prove they were in the promised land, Moses sent Joshua and Caleb to recover the pomegranates, which symbolized the promised land. Pomegranates were also sewed on the fringes of our priestly Levitical garments, which were blue, purple, red, white, laid in a gold thread. The name Roman is referring to Rimmon and representing this pure land, also referred to as Kalelus, Corvera, Ibera, Anion, Shambhala, Sheba, Khalifa, Ophir, 7 cities of Septimania, Asia Major, and India Superior, or today simply as America. You, my Nagas, are the Remani Amaru Khan Hebrews just found here in this magical realm. Shabbat Shalom, Khans, tribe of Wah. Hey, man, when I say we've been talking pomegranates, don't act like, we ain't got receipts, man. And now they talk about Remani, and this is the work of Moses, who sent Caleb and Joshua to the promised land to get the pomegranates of the Remani. Okay, let's go. Okay. And he's also known as Ramak. And ain't Moses' dad Amram, and his Rambam, Moses Maimonides is Rambam. We keep saying this Ram situation. And the Mak is the Makir. We still talking promised land. Pardes, Ramoni. However, the most famous Kabbalist of the day was Rabbi Isaac Luria, universally known as the Arizal, an acronym for the godly Rabbi Isaac of blessed memory. How's that an acronym for that? I don't know. I don't know. But they're saying it's an acronym for the godly Rabbi Isaac of blessed memory. So I guess they're talking Isaac. Yeah, second of the 3 patriarchs. They're not here. They're talking Isaac. And here's my question. Why do the dudes that's writing seem to also fit what they're writing about? Even though they're saying that these are just like Jewish rabbis, I mean, Rabbi Joseph writes a monumental work called House of Joseph. And it's not about Rabbi Joseph. It's about the second son of Jacob and Rachel, the actual Joseph, right? So he's talking Joseph, and his name is Joseph, but he's just a rabbi writing it. Or do we see a timeline situation? Things in the mirror might be closer than what they appear. Say it with me, Khan. Things in the mirror might be closer than what they appear. Can we say, for the Manco, 3 major chronological time shifts, 333 years, 1,053 years, 1,778 years? That's how many times they shifted time. Took the same king and pushed him back 333 years. Took the same king from the 1600s, pushed him back 1,000 years. Took the same king and pushed him back 1,800 years. And that's how you get a Naga from the 1200s popping up in 600 BC. That's an 1,800-year shift. And Anatoly Fomenko, the Russian chronographer, is breaking that down thoroughly, with the math and the, what I'm saying, what they call astrology, astronomy, and all that stuff like that. So go dig on Fomenko, Anatoly, you dig? Okay. And just side note, if Nebuchadnezzar is Solomon's bond, his son, and David, who he's capturing, right? Excuse me, Daniel, Shalach Daniel, son of David, that would make Nebuchadnezzar David's nephew. Shalach Daniel's nephew. I can't separate the Daniel and the David because that's why he got the name Gilead, so that they resemble each other. And, there's a connection. So, yeah, Daniel would be the uncle of Nebuchadnezzar. But again, we have a lot of younger uncles and aunts in our community, where, oh man, that's a newborn baby, but that's my uncle, man. Grandma had a baby later, something happened. So this is not out the question, but that's just a side note. So this Arizal is popping up in reference to this Nebuchadnezzar being, someone who, you know, Solomon cohabited with Sheba, and here comes Nebuchadnezzar. And this is why he's returning like this, popping off. This is why he feels he got it right. We're just putting it together. Again, go get the last drop so you can fill in some of these, little holes, man. But ain't no holes, man. It's only the wave. Just belly flop, enjoy the water and connect, separate the dots, man. Put it together. So Arizal is an acronym. It says, though the Arizal only lived for 38 years, he possessed a phenomenal soul, and all secrets of the creation were open to him. What? Let me get this big. What? What's he saying, man? I need your help, God. I need your help. I need y'all, man. Told y'all to cry for help, man. The water to all my cons, man, stepping up on cool. We're here for each other. We're here at the right time in the right place to ask these questions. So we've been digging on this stuff for years, but we circling, we spiraling up to the same points. We're, talking about things that maybe we talked about 3, 6 years ago, 8, 9 years ago. But now they're, more visible, more clear with a dragonfly perspective in the year of the dragon, because the dragon means to see clearly. So the Arizal only lived for 38 years. He possessed a phenomenal soul, and all secrets of creation were open to him. It was only in the last 2 years of his life that he met his foremost disciple, Rabbi Kam Vital. And Kam is also Khan. While the Arizal himself never wrote any books, however, all of his words were faithfully recorded by Rabbi Kam Vital. Now they got 2 T's, okay? And recorded in what we call Kitvei, the writings of the Arizal. So here's another book, Managa. Right? The book is called Kitvei, the writings of the Arizal. Now we got the Zohar, we got different copies of it. Again, be careful with this stuff. Don't be putting no incantations on no teddy bears and going crazy. Just chill out, man. Just, all this stuff is knowledge, but out of order. You know what I mean? It's chaos. So, but for the understanding or the understanding of, the connection, we have some sourced work. So, now apparently this Arizal goes hand in hand with this Zohar. This Kitvei. The Zohar is difficult to decipher without extensive knowledge and guidance. The main relationship between the Kitvei, Ari, and the Zohar is that without the Arizal's teachings, the Zohar does not make much sense. One can study the Zohar, which is very poetic text, but it's hard to detect any system or structure. Once one knows the Kitvei, the knowledge of Zohar begins to unfold. The main work of the Kitvei is the Et Ka'am, Tree of Life. This work expounds the theoretical foundation of the Kabbalah. And back up right quick, man. This is getting deep. I was making a point about these writers. Again, you got Joseph, and then you got Moses, or Ram, or the city's mystics were no less famous. Rabbi Moses, known as Ramah, wrote a monumental Kabbalistic work called the Pardes Remonim. And again, Moses has everything to do with this pomegranate. You know what I mean? Then you got this Rabbi Isaac, right? And he's universally known as this Arizal. All right. An acronym for Godly Rabbi Isaac of blessed memory. And this same Isaac is still talking about the patriarchs. So Isaac's lining with Isaac, and Moses lines with these pomegranates, and Joseph lines with Bet Yosef. Just right quick. I don't know if it's going to take me anywhere else. Okay. Just want to see what it says over here. Rabbi Isaac Luria, also known as acronym Ari or Ara. Ari's all Ari's. Got you. Got you. So it's not Arizal, it's Araz. Ari's all or L, like God, right? Or power. Born in Jerusalem, died in Safed, one of the greatest Kabbalists of all times, founded a new school in Kabbalah, the so-called Lurianic Kabbalah, which is the basis of almost all mystical works that followed him. He studied with Rabbi Moshe Cordovero, whom he succeeded as the leading mystic in Safed. Okay, let's get to it. Yeah, man. He thought it was play. We got Tree of Life. Now, what does the Tree of Life got to do with, like, Flower of Life? Look at the Flower of Life. Look at the fruit of life, right? The fruit of the Tree of Life. So it's deeper than just a book and words. You know what I'm saying? We need Terrence Howard. We need Terrence Howard to figure this one out, because it has something to do probably with the fundamental order of creation. Back to the Flower of Life flow. So um, the main work, again, of the Kitvei Ari is the Etz Chaim, Tree of Life. This work expounds the theoretical foundation of the Kabbalah for one who has mastered the contents of this work. The rest is essentially revealed. Next, the Pre-Etz Chaim, Fruit of the Tree of Life, and Shar Ha-Kavanat, Gate of Meditations, show one how to apply the various teachings of the Etz Chaim to all kinds of daily situations, such as meditations, for when one puts on tzitzit or tefillin, when one prays, or when one eats matzah. It is at this point the works known as Shemona Sharaim, 8 gates, were produced. The first gate, Shar Hak Doma, Gate of Introductions, covers the same theoretical grounds as the Etz Chaim. The second is Shar Mamare Rashbi, the second, or the Gate of Zoharic Teachings. The third is Shar Mamare Kat Zahal, the Gate of Talmudic Teachings. The fourth is Shar Hap Pesukim, the Gate of Biblical Verses. The fifth is Shar Hatzmis Mitzvot, the Gate of the Commandments. Now, remember the Sefer HaMitzvot, and they say who wrote that? None other than Anan ben David. And who else wrote the Sefer HaMitzvot? Moses Maimonides, right? Yeah, go look it up, man. So there's a David connection with all this and a Moshe connection with all this. The Gate of the Commandments. The sixth is the Shar HaKavano, the Gate of Meditations. The seventh is the Shar Ruach HaKodesh, the Gate of Divine Inspiration. And the eighth is Shar HaGilgulim, the Gate of Reincarnations. In many ways, the Shar Ruach HaKodesh, which is a general recapitulation and describes how to use the Arizal's system as a meditative discipline, is the key to the entire Kitvei Ari, because all the previous gates deal with theory, while the Shar Ruach HaKodesh teaches how to put this into practice. It was the Arizal who formulated the Kabbalah into a comprehensive system. Today we refer to the system as Lurianic Kabbalah. Of great significance is that Rabbi Khan Vatal writes in the name of Arizal that it, quote, it is a mitzvah to reveal this wisdom. This means that although until the period of the Arizal, the Kabbalah was held only within a closed circle, the time has come for teachings of the Kabbalah to be taught widely. The Lurianic school of Kabbalah, which follows the teachings of the Arizal and its disciples, revolutionized the Jewish world and popularized the study of Kabbalah. But we don't know what version we're getting, right? We don't know what translations we're getting. So I say be careful and, proceed, with wisdom, with our mind. Make sure you are prayed up, and coded up before you even, because any mishap just falls on you and your ruach, right? So don't do no play. It ain't even necessary, Let Hawa pop off and, we see clearly, how to apply things in order. Now, this is just the next article over. It still kind of contains some Arizal flow. The city of Zafad was devastated by an earthquake, and the brief renaissance of Jewish life there came to an end. However, the literary works produced in that short time spread across the Jewish world. Universally accepted was the Code of Jewish Law, Shulchan Aruch, by Rabbi Joseph Caro, and it was further enhanced when Rabbi Moses Israelis, the chief rabbi of Krakow, Poland, anointed it with the Ashkenazic or European Jewish customs. Whoa. That's what I wanted to get to right here. So there's a non-Ashkenazic flow and there's an Ashkenazic European Jewish custom flow. And now we can talk about how to approach things, how to dodge the hijack. You know that if this Rabbi Moses Israelis hits this thing, he's coming with some anointing. They always feel like they are giving us an excellent new tune, right? Or excuse me, Shalak, I said anointed, annotated with this Ashkenazi custom. So they're coming with this annotation, but we don't need their notes, man. You know what I'm saying? Like they're coming with some type of spin, some type of hijack. They think they are anointed though. They think they have some anointing to change our ancient love song, and that's a fact. Um, so I guess you could say the Shulchan Aruch with Rabbi Joseph will be more hijack free than Israelis. You know what I'm saying? He's coming with the European Jewish custom, the European Jew. Right? It is interesting to note that in the Jewish cemetery in Safed, Rabbi Karo and the Arizal are buried in close proximity. So they was rocking hand in hand, indicating the total synthesis between the revealed part of the Torah as embodied in the code of Jewish law or Hebrew law and the mystical tradition as expounded by the Arizal. So the Kabbalist is guided by the code of Jewish law, and the legalist is inspired and spiritualized by the Kabbalah. Interesting. There's more to it, obviously, just thought, man, look, I don't know much about this particular book, just kind of put it in here just to see what comes up. Put some quotes on it in the Googles. Doing some real recon, man. Yeah, man. See, this is when you start to get into the deep waters. You gotta know what you're clicking, man. I don't see no PDF though. I was looking, and if there was a PDF, it definitely probably wouldn't be in English. But I'm sure they got some English translation. I don't know. So we got to study other languages, man. We got to tap in. We got to learn Latin. We got to learn French. Definitely Espanol. Definitely. Stick on this. We're going to keep looking for a PDF, though. Y'all let me know if y'all see something out there. I'll leave y'all with this here from Jewage.org. Isaac Luria or Yitzhak Laura. also called Yitzhak ben Shlomo, Ashkenazi, Isaac ben Salimah, okay, Luria, acronym, the Ari, okay, the godly Rabbi Isaac. But when they put it here, the godly rabbi, when they say it's an acronym for the godly rabbi Isaac here, but when you hover over this Isaac, it takes you to the actual Isaac, right? So who are these people, man? He's born in Jerusalem. Isaac, I'm sure is born somewhere near Jerusalem. I mean, hey, Anatoly Fomenko did say that most of the real history happened after the 900s, 1500s, 1600s, and they're pushing it back in time. And they call this the Dark Ages, right? While they're conquering us, Charles V and them, right? Spain and Portugals and all that. More and more, right? Same damn time as Esteban, right? Shit crazy, man. I'm just popping up. All right, man. Last part is this, man. It says it's gonna be a quick drop here, man. We're gonna start doing more of these in and outs, you know what I mean? Ari HaKadesh or Arizal, meaning the lion. They didn't tell us that over there. They always say Lion of Judah, right? We always talk about Judah with the lion, but let's keep going. Was a foremost rabbi and Jewish mystic in the community of Safed in the Galilee region of Ottoman, Palestine. He is considered the father of contemporary Kabbalah, his teachings being referred to as Lurianic Kabbalah, while his direct iterary or literary contribution to the Kabbalistic school of Safed was extremely minute. He wrote only a few poems. His spiritual fame led to their veneration and the acceptance of his authority. The works of his discipline compiled his oral teaching into writing. And this is when they're saying that this gave this, connection with the Zohar. Lurianic Kabbalah describes new supra-rational doctrines of the origins of creation and its cosmic reactivation or rectification, Shalom time, incorporating a recasting and fuller systemization of preceding Kabbalistic teaching. All right, man. Too many big words, man. 4 or 5 syllables, man. The main popularizer, another 5 syllable word of glorious ideas were Rabbi Haim ben Joseph Attal. So, let me get some of this H2O. All right, man. Yosef Attal, we just talked about Yosef as well. Is this the real Yosef? Who claimed to be an official interpreter of the Lurianic system. Though his way, though this was disputed by some. Together, the compiled teachings written after Luria are metaphorically called Ha-Ari, writings of the Ari, though they differed on some core interpretations in early generations. And then they're going to bring in the Moshe flow, the Cordovo. Whenever they say halakha, they're talking about pure, keeping things pure. Previous interpretations of the Zohar had culminated in the rationally influenced full synthesis of Moshe Cordovero and Safed immediately before Isaac Luria. Both schools gave Kabbalah a theological development to rival earlier medieval Jewish philosophy. theological development to rival earlier medieval Jewish philosophy. I wonder what which one of those is closer to the ancient love song, Which one of those is more hijack free? The earlier medieval Jewish philosophy or Hebrew philosophy? Or these theological Kabbalah developments, you know what I mean? Under the influence of the esoteric mystical renaissance in 16th century, Safed Lurianism became the near universal mainstream Jewish theology in the early modern era, both in scholarly circles and in the popular imagination. The Lurianic interpretation of the Zohar, seen by its followers as harmonious with and successively more advanced than Cordoverian, mostly displaced it, becoming the foundation of subsequent developments in Jewish mysticism. So everything's mystical to these now. The Prester John's a mystery. Everything's a mystery. Everything's a marvel. The later Hasidic and Mitnag. Y'all say this one, man. Come on, man. Don't leave me out here to try. Mitnagdic movements. What's that, man? Hold up, man. I need to know what a Mitnagdic. I can't just be saying this stuff. What's Mitnagdic, man? What's the definition, man? What is this? A Hebrew word that means opponents. Okay. Refers to a religious movement of Orthodox Jews in Eastern Europe who opposed the rise of Hasidism. The movement was concentrated in Lithuania, especially Vilnius, but also in northern Belarus and northeastern Poland. What's the difference, right? Yeah, we tapping in, man. They don't want us to come this far, man. We tapping in. Oh, this is a lot to tap in, though, but I'm gonna leave this for y'all, man. By the time y'all finish reading this, y'all gonna fully understand. But let's just get this part. Although contemporary Jews often use the word Hasid as a synonym for ultra-Orthodox Hasidism, a religious movement that arose in 18th century Eastern Europe, which originally regarded as revolutionary and religiously liberal, its opponents its opponents, known as Mitnagdim, were themselves Orthodox Jews. More than anything else, the stories that each group told about its rabbinic leaders exemplify the differences among them. The Mitnagdim were proud of the fact that their leader, Vilna Gaon or John, had delivered an advanced discourse on the Talmud when he was only 7 years old, and that he studied to his text 18 hours a day on the clock. On the clock. The founder of Hasidim, Israel Baal Shem Tov, that's what we were just digging on, okay, was the hero of very different sorts of tales. The Hasidim told of how he spent his teenage years working in a job with low status, an assistant in the Jewish elementary school, Hader. He would round up the students from their homes each morning and lead them to school singing songs. Later, after he married, he and his wife went to live in the far-off Carpathian mountains. There, the Baal Shem Tov worked as a laborer, digging clay and lime which his wife then sold, which his wife then sold in town. Okay, about to say he sold his wife. Okay, his wife sold the clay and she sold the lime. All right. So they going back and forth about who's more righteous, and it seems to be a battle of the orthodoxies. But now you know. Now we know. And the more you know, the more we grow. Message. PSA announcement from Drop Nation, man. This message has been brought to you by the cons of Drop Nation. Hey, hi to the cons, man. The Sabbatean mystical heresy would also derive its source from Lurianic mysticism, but distort the Kabbalistic interdependence of mysticism with halakha. All right, man. All right, we just read a little bit more about Isaac, man. We're talking about the Arizal. You dig? And why would this rabbi, who seems to be highly, highly respected, now that we've dug on it, we can go back to who's this Arizal, right? Who's this Arizal? And why would he say that Nebuchadnezzar is the son of Sheba and Solomon? Born. If he's born of her, he has a claim, you dig? There's a reason he's rolling up on Daniel in there. It's a reason he's coming looking for the seed royale, man. The nobles, man. The youth in whom was no blemish. And isn't Daniel one of them, like we said, like we got last time when we're talking about Kilips, man? Con. Kiliab, also known as Daniel. Yeah. Second son of King David. Hijack City. Come on. And he said he wasn't a contender for the throne, right? But you had Solomon, who already kind of had that sewed up, and they were having a David on David war. He may have died before his father. He may have died before David. But later rabbinic traditions name him as one of 4 ancient Israelites who died without sin, including Benjamin, Jesse, and Amram, like Ramuk, right? Amram. Moses' pops, David's pops, and young Benjamin from the 12 tribes, and Daniel, known as Kiliab, are without blemish. And this is why Nebuchadnezzar rose him, right? And the crew, Hananiah, Mishael, Azariah, or Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, and Belshazzar. But they wanted the cons without blemish. Fair to look on, skillful in all wisdom, skillful in knowledge, discerning in thought, and such as had the ability to stand in the king's palace, that he should teach them the learning and the tongues of the Chaldeans. And the king appointed for them a daily portion of the king's food. Why? Because they're royals like Nebuchadnezzar. And of the wine which he drank, and that they should be nourished 3 years, that at the end thereof they might stand before. So for 3 years he wanted to teach them the tongue of the Chaldeans and, kind of brainwash them into their culture. He didn't want to see them for 3 years. And the chief of the officers gave names unto them again: Belshazzar, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. But nah, Daniel wasn't trying to drink that. He's like, nah, man, I don't know about this wine. I don't know about this food. Daniel proposed in his heart that he would not defile himself with the king's food, nor with the wine which he drank. Therefore he requested of the chief of the officers that he might not defile himself. And Ha-Wah granted Daniel mercy and compassion in the sight of the chief and of the officers. We seem to hear this story like with Joseph. He got compassion, you know what I'm saying? Moshe got compassion in Egypt, right? We seem to be in these Babylons, and we still got Hebrew cons on the rise, on the coon. I'm glad we got to learn something today, man. We're going to come back and dig more on this Arizal, hopefully find a PDF and keep the water flowing and keep the fire burning, man. And shout out to the con. One of my cons dropped this in the comments, and I do read your comments, and I do appreciate for the comments of the cons. And he dropped his Psalms 91, like it was just, time to pop it off, man. And let's get it. Halal HaWah, Psalm 91. O thou that dwellest in the covert of the Most High, and abidest in the shadow of the Almighty, I will say of HaWah, who is my refuge and my fortress, my power, in whom I trust, that he will deliver thee from the snare of the fowler and from the noisome pestilence. He will cover thee with his pinions. with his wings, my Nog. And under his wings shall they take refuge. His truth is a shield and a buckler. Thou shalt not be afraid of the terror by night, nor of the arrow that flieth by day, of the pestilence that walk in the dark, nor of the destruction that waste at noonday. 1,000 may fall at your side, and 10,000 at your right hand. What does it mean? It means that you are marvelous, God. That junk DNA is not junk. When the con is connected, when your dragon is rising, 1,000 may fall at your side, 10,000 at your right hand. It shall not come near you. Only in your eyes shall thou behold and see the recompense of the wicked. For thou hast made Ha-Wah, who is my refuge, even the Most High, your habitation. There shall no evil befall you, neither shall any plague come near your tent, no matter what they pushing. Tenderonis, whatever variants they talking about. Preparedness month they talking. Neither shall any plague come near your tent, my Nagi, for he will give his dragons charge over you, because the angels with wings are the seraphim, the burning ones. He's going to give his dragons charge over you to keep you in all your ways. They shall bear you upon their hands, lest thou dash thy foot against a stone. Thou shalt tread upon the lion and the asp, the young lion and the serpent shall thou trample under your feet. Because he has set his love upon me. The Creator is tribal. The Creator has a tribe. Don't let them fool you into we all we all the world, we all the world. We all the same. They not like us. We got royalty in our DNA. But it can't be activated by the non-righteous. It has to be activated by the righteous ones. It can't be activated by the actions of slaying your brother, right? It has to be activated, by the mercy we show each other. It's the mercy Ha-Wah shows us. Because he has set his love upon me. Therefore will I deliver him. I will set him on high, because he has known my name. He shall call upon me, and I will answer him. I will be with him in trouble. I will rescue him. Not JC. Ha-Wah, the Creator, the Most High, and bring him to honor. With long life will I satisfy him and her, my queens. And I will make him and her to behold my salvation. Sisters and brothers and sisters, we are one tribe. We are one vibration. And the Most High over everything is our salvation. You have to behold it. You have to witness it. You have to observe the code to activate your protection. Because we don't want to hear about our Nagas being slain. You know what I'm saying? No more, man. By this ruthless gang, this serpent. It's a frequency war, man. We at war. You can't ignore war, man. You can't be the frog in the pot while it's being turned up. You still in the pot. However you fight back, you got to figure it out. If it's spiritual, if it's mental, if it's physical, Malaga, then it needs to be due meditation. And Ha-Wah got to be your salvation. Ha-Wah got to be your vibration. Your breath in peace and war got to be Ha-Wah. Your war cry got to be Ha-Wah. Wah! Because they invaded our lands. How could we not be? And how can we not be protected by our salvation? Only when we are not listening, not observing, and not beholding. Ha-Wah will be with us in trouble. Ha-Wah will answer the call, man. Will rescue. Will bring our honor, because we honor Ha-Wah. Ha-Wah honors us with long life. Will I satisfy my children and make my children to behold my salvation. Halal HaWah, Halal HaWah, Halal HaWah. Stay up, suit up, choose up, drop nation.